Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's your favorite commissioner coming at you here once again for another pre-recorded edition of the League 11 recap. This week we are through week 16, so we got one more week to go. I don't have any super interesting tidbits or anything for you guys. All I really know are the winners. I haven't totally looked into the matchups, so I might spend a little bit of time on them, trying to just seeing where how things flesh themselves out. But yeah, without any further ado, let's dive into it. So first, we're gonna go through the consolation bracket. So basically, everybody who wasn't in. So basically, Nick, Mitch, and then Matt versus Barty will leave for last. So we're gonna start out with the matchups that didn't matter. And the first matchup is between Brandon and Corey. And Brandon, I mean, I don't know what your highest score of the year was, but this might have been it. 170 points to Corey's 126. Brandon really did not want that pink license plate cover on his truck, or his car. I guess I don't know. I mean, he drives Mariah's car to work, but it's his truck. I don't know which one that would have gone, but whatever. Doesn't matter. We don't have to worry about that. So Corey, week 17, and there is a good chance that the only thing you're gonna have to do with that license plate cover is just freshen up the bolts on it, because I don't know how rusty they'll be after a second year if you don't win next week, but might be worth doing. Although I don't know, maybe it's just going to stay on there for a while and you don't care how it comes off because you don't got to worry about it. Maybe that license plate cover will crack and crumble and break and rust off before you rightfully lose it. So, like I said, Brandon, he got his 4th win of the year. Congratulations, Brandon, big win. Although you got it by last week, so whatever. That wouldn't. No, sorry, that didn't. That record does not count his playoff matchups. So records are pointless, at least as of what they say on here. Anyways, matchup: Justin Jefferson for Brandon, 31 points, 25 points out of Leo Fournette, 30 points out of his tight end George Kittle. Keenan Allen got him 21 points in his flex. He also had Deontay Foreman on his bench, 22.5 points. I mean, the only player really, other than his kicker. The only player that really underperformed for him was Latavius Murray. Really everybody else at least met or exceeded their expectations. So outperformed his projections by 50 points, not bad. Corey, on the other hand, literally his projection was 126.22. He had 126.36. So, technically he did outperform his projections. I got to give you that, Corey. I can't totally shit on you. But Saquon Barkley, 27 points against the, sorry, turn that off so I'm not getting distracted. 27 points against your Minnesota Vikings, 25 points out of James Conner, and that was it. So, Corey, in the toilet bowl, and as we mentioned in the group text today, and I'll reiterate it again, I don't know when it was, but a couple years ago, there was some confusion there was some debate of who got the license plate. Was it the regular season loser, like the guy who finished in 10th place after the end of the regular season, or was it the end of the toilet bowl? And we voted on and approved toilet bowl. So that is who gets a shot at it. I don't know if you noticed, but Perk was kind of arguing a little bit, and the reason for that is because I beat Perk in the other toilet bowl matchup. I put up 131 to Perk's 108. Let's take a look at the matchup here. I had 24 points out of your boy Kirk O'Chains, 25 points out of Jalen Waddle, 34 points out of CeeDee Lamb. Everybody else, just whatever. But Perk, on the other hand, he only had, 108 points. He started the wrong quarterback. Went with Justin Fields instead of Dak Prescott. Dak only outscored Justin Fields by like 20 points. T. Higgins got him 27 points. But yeah. He had some Evan Engram on his bench, 18 points. So Perk and Corey are playing for the plate this year. I was thinking about it today, and I don't really know who I want to win that matchup because, one, it would be hilarious if Corey lost it again, because that'd be like the what? It'd be the second year in a row, but wouldn't that be like the third time he's had it on his car? I can't keep track. So it'd be funny to see Corey win it. But also, it'd be really funny to see Perk win it, because not only has he never won a championship in this league, I think this is the second year in a row he's missed playoffs. I honestly, could be wrong with that. Maybe I shouldn't put that out there if it's not true. But if Perk loses, then all we're going to hear about all year is how banged up his team was and how the only reason he lost was because he had injured players and not because he drafted a shitty team. I mean, let's be honest. The whole reason any of us did that this year was not because we had shitty teams. It's because we all had injured players. None of us are capable of drafting shitty teams. Other matchup is the not the toilet bowl, but two guys that were bounced last week, Ben and Tim. So this would be for 5th and 6th place, respectively. Tim, first year in the league, finished right in the middle. 101 to Ben's 90.91. I don't know. Ben just, I don't know. The ground just kind of gave out from under him. He just completely fell. And I don't know how many of you get that joke. Best of luck to you, Ben, by the way. But yeah, so Tim, congratulations. You finished right in the middle of the pack your first year. Thanks for your donation. Ben, nobody worth mentioning. Yeah, he had Alan Kamara got him 19 points. That's the closest. Tim, on the other hand, didn't have much for mentions. 25 points out of Josh Allen, 31 points out of Devonta Smith. -2 points out of your kicker. Holy shit. And you still won. Ben, you lost to a guy who had negative points. And his defense got -4. Sorry, like I said, I have not read this. With Christmas and everything, I haven't had any time really. And especially being out of the playoffs, I really haven't been watching as closely as I should be. So you literally had -6 points, Tim. If you did not start a kicker or a defense, although I don't know if you can do that. But you would have, you had Denver's defense. 51 points they allowed. Ouch. Rosie. But hey, who am I to argue success? Tim won. That's all that matters, right, Tim? So congratulations to you, Ben. You finished in 6th place this year. Tim and Ben do not play next week because they are done. Now we're going to move on to the matchups that actually matter. And the first matchup is between the cousins, Nick and Mitch. And boy, what a barn burner it was. 99 to 118. Mitch makes it to the championship round. I don't know how many championships. I should have looked that up. I don't know how many. Well, I guess I can. I'm going to see if I can multitask here. I know I can't, but I'm going to try to. So, Nick got bounced. He is in the battle for 3rd place against a team to be named here in a minute. Nick had. Sorry. I know this is not. Yes, this is what I'm. No, this is not what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. Right? Yep. All right. Nick, sorry. 22 points out of Daniel Jones against your Minnesota Vikings. 20 points out of DJ Moore. 24 points out of Austin Eckler. So, you had 199 points and you had 3 players worth mentioning. That means the rest of your team sucked. You did not score negative points on your kicker or defense, but still. Mitch, on the other hand, 118 points, gets him into the championship matchup. 25 and a half points out of his keeper, Joe Burrow. And literally, he had 2 players not score double digits. Stephon Diggs, who got shut down by Chicago, and is it Gerald Everett? Gerald Everett? Yeah, I think it's Gerald Everett. Nothing. Not a single point. So, it's very interesting. Tim got negative points and won. Mitch started a tight end who got, I don't even know if he got a target. Maybe he did, doesn't matter. Didn't get a catch or anything. Excuse me. No points, and he won. So maybe the strategy moving forward here is to start people in your lineup who are going to not contribute to your team. Because then other guys in your team are going to feel compelled to pick up the slack, shoulder the weight, and carry the team. So Mitch, this is what I was getting to. Mitch is in his 3rd ever championship matchup. He has won 1 and lost 1. I don't remember who he lost to. He's also got 2 third-place finishes. So Mitch is going to have been this is his 11th year, and he's going to have reached, the Final Four 5 times. So that's pretty good. Congratulations to Mitch. And facing Mitch is, and as much as I hate to admit this, and I even told this person that I didn't want to admit it, but I'm going to admit it because I'm man enough to admit it. I texted Matt Novak and I said, if you can give me one Christmas present this year, it's to beat Barty. Because there's no fun. Number one, I want to win. But if the history of my teams have shown anything, it's that's most likely not going to happen. I can't even remember the last time I made playoffs. It might have been 3 years ago. Injuries, But I told Matt, I said, if you can knock out Barty, that would be so awesome, because it's no fun when one guy just dominates all year and takes all the money. And Barty, boy, you put up a stinker. You had, I got to look here. You did. You had the weekly low score. We're not doing weekly low scores. We're not keeping track of that. That ends at the regular season. But I'm almost positive Barty did not have a weekly low score through the first 14 weeks. And he wouldn't have had one last week because he had off. So he picked a stellar week to put up a shitty total. But also, Matt had 139 points. So, I mean, really, that's not easy. I mean, that's not easy to beat. It's not impossible. It's not easy. Matt and Mitch will be facing off in the championship matchup. Mike will be facing Nick for third place. Matchup-wise, let's take a look here. The only person Matt really had on his team worth mentioning was something called T.J. Hawkinson, 36 points out of him. Other than his quarterback, everybody scored at least 11 points. So, again, one guy does shitty on your team, and everybody else shoulders the weight, including T.J. Hawkinson. 2 touchdowns, 109 yards, 13 catches, NFL record for the season. Vikings franchise record as well. And then Mike, I mean, you can only lean on Patty Mahomes so much. You got your 24 points. Otherwise, you got nothing. You got single digits out of all your wide. No, you got Christian Watson had your 11 points on your wide receivers. But yeah, just terrible. Is there anybody on Barty's bench that could have saved him? I mean, there's other guys he could have, I guess, put in there, but he wouldn't have won. So, I guess I can look up that same stat that I did for Mitch for Matt. So Matt has also won first place once, and he's gotten second place twice. And he's gotten third place one time. So this will also be Matt's 5th time battling for one of the top 4 positions, and it'll be his 4th time battling for the top position. So as much as we maybe, I don't want to say we don't take Matt seriously, because we do. But I think there's other people in this league that we're more afraid of. And that me being one of the guys that you are not afraid of. I'll fully admit that. But time to time again, him and Mitch, I mean, can't even argue this. Him and Mitch are consistently good in this league. So it's only fitting that they are battling for the championship. Since I got this up here, I'm going to read off what the payoffs are. So the Empire Championship thing did not go out, so that'll go up to $200, I believe, this year. First place will win $474. Second place will win $237. Third place will win $79. Yeah. So that's it. So congratulations to you guys who are playing for some money. That's great. As always, I go through the breakdown of how the payouts work and everything next week. It's not changing, but for anybody that's new or relatively new or doesn't remember, I'll go through that again next week. Good, best of luck to the former roommates for Battle of the Plate. Perk, I would recommend getting some WD-40 or JB-80 just in case you have to get that license plate off Corey's car. Although I would say Corey would have to get it because it's not your responsibility to get off Corey's car. But let's be honest. The last person that's going to take that plate off Corey's car is Corey. So, and I will say too, we've said this before. Once next week's over, if that plate needs to get transferred, it needs to happen immediately. And we need photographic evidence. I'm almost certain that's written down as a rule. If it's not, I'm going to check after I stop recording this, and I'm going to make sure we make it a rule. But I'm almost positive it is. So, good luck to you guys next week, and we will see you next time.